Parents have been told to pick up their children from school and residents urged to stay home over the next 2 days due to extremely unstable weather set hit flood-ravaged southeast Queensland. Some properties and roads have been inundated with water for the second time this week after a powerful storm on Thursday morning, with further wild weather expected. Watch 7 News rolling flood coverage in the video player above. The update from the Bureau of Meteorology today is this is a very dangerous and potentially life-threatening situation for southeast Queensland, senior forecaster Laura Boekel said. Around 1 p.m. on Thursday, the Bureau reported the risk of severe thunderstorms had reduced for the rest of the day, as the weather system tracked out the sea, with showers and thunderstorms expected to increase on Friday. However, 7 News Brisbane meteorologist Tony Auden said a storm over the Southern Downs region is set to track toward the southeast Queensland coast in the afternoon. Grantham, west of Brisbane, has emerged as among the biggest areas of concern. There are indications that water levels in and around Grantham could rise fairly rapidly today and close exit routes, the Lockyer Valley Regional Council said on Facebook. Police will be conducting a door knock and council will be activating the flood siren. Based on current conditions and forecast rain, it is very likely roads will cut and groundwater will rise, blocking your ability to drive out later. Our advice is that you relocate now to family and friends until conditions settle. A severe storm bringing heaving rain hit amid the flood cleanup in Brisbane on Thursday morning. 7 News. Areas north of Brisbane are being pounded by rain, and Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk said people in Brisbane's north, Moreton Bay, Sunshine Coast, Gympie, Wide Bay and Bundaberg should consider urgent action. She said Ipswich's Braemar River is expected to rise and creeks in Brisbane could cause flash flooding as they swell. It is extremely unstable weather conditions, Ms. Palaszczuk said. And as a precaution, we would like people to collect their children when they think it is safe to go out on the road and do so. But they are safe at school until they can come to collect them. Our immediate concern is that northern region. Having said all of that, the conditions are going to be unstable for the next 24 to 48 hours. Across the entire southeast, I am asking people to think about not being on the roads tomorrow and staying at home. She said people in the northern Moreton Bay, Sunshine Coast, Gympie and Wide Bay to Bundaberg should pick up their children from school on Thursday, while on Friday schools across the southeast will be closed to all but the children of essential workers. Today is the day to be listening, Ms. Palaszczuk said. Everyone, please listen to the alerts. The cleanup in the aftermath of flooding in Brisbane and surrounding areas was complicated by heavy rain from a severe storm, which hit before 8 a.m. on Thursday. Floodwaters, which had receded in previous days, rose again in a number of suburbs, closing roads and threatening buildings. Authorities have not yet confirmed if any homes flooded in the past week are underwater again. Transport Minister Mark Bailey said the ferocious storms had knocked trees across the Sunshine Coast's main train line between Caboolture and Namba and a number of roads. About 37,000 properties were without power, he said. I'm in the CBD at the moment and it's just torrential. It looks like a cyclone out there, he told the ABC on Thursday. So it's a pretty cruel and tough day for everyone out there who are recovering from having their houses flooded. The floods in the past week, the worst in a decade, have 9 people and damaged more than 17,000 homes and businesses. 6-centimetre hail pummeled Windera, north of Brisbane, while stones from 5 to 6 centimetres smashed into the southern town of Inglewood on Wednesday night and the early hours of Thursday morning. The Bureau of Meteorology says there's a risk of more flooding, with the trough sitting over the southeast expected to dump up to 150 millimetres on already soaked river catchments over the next 3 days. People are seen disposing of their flood-damaged belongings in the suburb of Albion in Brisbane. Darren England, AAP. Your cookie settings are preventing this third-party content from displaying. If you'd like to view this content, please adjust your cookie settings. To find out more about how we use cookies, please see our cookie guide. The situation we have seen over the past week has meant that any rainfall that falls in the southeast is going to renew these river rises and creeks will respond very quickly, Ms. Boekel said. They do not have the capacity to take on any more water, so they will rise if any water falls in those areas. That is why today it is such a serious and very dangerous situation. Unlike the events we have seen in the last week, these are severe thunderstorms, and with severe thunderstorms comes severe hazards and phenomena. That doesn't just include heavy rain, and includes the potential for giant hail and damaging wind. Police are still searching for an elderly man who fell from a boat into the swollen Brisbane River near Breakfast Creek on Saturday afternoon. Brisbane Council had been gearing up to mobilise more than 10,000 in the Mud Army 2.0 to clean up the city after it was swamped with floodwaters this week. However, Brisbane Lord Mayor Adrian Schrinner said the new storms have put clean-up and recovery efforts on hold. 500,000 in NSW facing evacuation. Around 500,000 people in NSW are now subject to an evacuation order or warning as the focus of the state's unprecedented flood crisis moves south, with Sydney, the Hunter and the Central Coast copping a deluge. Emergency Services Minister Steph Cook says Greater Sydney, the Hunter and the Central Coast are all facing treacherous weather conditions, with the next 24 hours critical. Lismore resident Angela Allen begins the cleanup of her home in the flood-hit city. AAP. Psychologists want government to provide mental health support for flood victims through Medicare. AAP. Residents begin the flood cleanup in Lismore. AAP. Premier Dominic Perrottet said the floods in the Hawkesbury region will be worse than they were last year. Along with the wash-up from the destructive floods in the Northern Rivers region, the state was facing the challenge of a battle on two fronts, he said on Thursday. We do believe that things will get worse before they get better, he said. But my message to you is that we will get through this. Stay up to date with our rolling flood coverage here. With AAP. Watch the latest news on Channel 7 or stream it for free on 7 Plus.